Facebook. Interesting how it has become so important in radio. Back in the days, Mama D, I'm sure you didn't need to do Facebook; you just do radio, right? It has become so important now because some people would prefer to see the guests and see who they are interacting with. So we thank God for Facebook. Thank God for Mark Zuckerberg. Keep doing your great job. Keep connecting people all over the world.
Amen.
But Mama Rose. A lot of the audience don't know who you are, but you're one of the pioneers of the African community. Actually, the African Fest of Arts, which is coming up, you played a major role in setting that up, and even Ghana Fest and all these festivals.
Yes.
Give us a brief background of who Mama Rose is.
I would say thank God for the grace and for us to be here safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very grateful. And I'm very honored for you to let us come in the studio.
Thank you.
And see what as Africans around the globe we can do together. Because that's the main vision that I have since 1980s. When I organized with Dr. Lati, Dr. Iwa, the brothers from South Africa, Dr. Matenda from Zimbabwe, and other sisters that we must organize. We must. My life is to organize and to unite, so whereby we can do things together. And I always seek how can we work together.
Where does Mama Rose originally
I'm from East Africa.
You're from East Africa?
Yes.
And you moved to Chicago sometime
in the
80s?
70s.
In the 70s, okay. And so you, based on our conversations, tell us how you helped start all these festivals that we have come to love now. In Chicago,
my husband brought us from Africa here.
Okay.
He came in Africa as a Pan-Africanist and out to the conference, so he stays in Africa, especially in Tanzania, though they came through Kenya and then to Tanzania. So whereby that's where he met me. And he brought me here. And after that, I went to running. So I went to school, and I have to go to school and get children and take care of children. And so while I'm in school too, also I was organizing. Also to say, we as African people, so-called black, we must learn how to work together. Okay.
So how did you start African Fest of Arts?
UAO, the African United Organization.
Yes.
Okay, first he was.
But were you part of the setting up of the African Fest of Life, or no, African Fest of Arts, Festival of Arts?
I'm a member.
Yes.
I used to just to be a member. I used to work with Patrick Wodito.
Okay. Which one did you help start with? Is it Ghana Fest?
Ghana Fest. Okay. I'm the one who started Ghana Fest.
With the help of some other people? Do you remember who you started it with?
No. Dr. Lati. If you remember Dr. Lati?
No, I don't remember him.
Kwaku Lati. He passed away.
Okay.
He went to Ghana to run for office as a president, something against Saudis. And he didn't come back.
So which year was this?
I don't know what year, but he was in the early 90s. When Rawlings was running for the office.
When Rawlings was
okay. That's when he went to run for the office. But before then, we started Homowo.
Homowo? Okay.
But then they changed it into Ghana Fest. But
Okay.
I was instrumental to help him go the paperwork and the strings and this and this in the city hall and introduce it to the community, because my philosophy is we cannot be only an African organization without the African American people.
Okay.
Because we are here because the African American people have paved the way for us to be here.
Right.
So that's the philosophy that I believe. And because they are here before us and they made a way for us, then we must unite. So that's when we started there because we have, what to call it? I started the East African Community Organization. So when the mayor, Mr. Washington, Harold Washington, was leaving, so he told us, he said, Sister Rose, he said the organization, you all have so many organizations.
Right.
Nigerian, this, the East African, this. He said, if you create a unite, whereby you can have the commission like the Jewish Commission, you can have like the Asiatic Commission, and things like that. You know, also you can have the African Commission, whereby you can have the African. And I saw it made sense because I was trying even before then. I used to only to go to help other organizations. Right. When they have event, I'll go to help them.
Right.
Today they are fund. Right. I'll go to help them. And I always talk to them, folks, we must unite. Okay. We must organize. Right. That's the only way we can be free. So then finally when the mayor became to be a mayor in the office, so with the help of the alderman Marvin Carter and Miss Sally Johnson, she was a commissioner, and then another person, I think, she was an alderman. So they are the ones really, there was a big instrument to push in our commission to become the African Commission in Chicago for the first time in the world. So we organized, and when I organized, we went to Kennedy King. I asked Dr. Pace if we will have, the introduction at the Kennedy King College. He did let us do it at the International Hall. It was so many people, and so many people came. They were so happy because I have like different 54 countries. If it was not 54, but at least 50 different countries that we came to organize the one they participated. And so then from there, that's when we started the Commission on African Affairs, the UAO, the Organization of African Affairs. Right. But it was really started from the East African community. When I told them, I said, we must do this. Okay. And so we connect.
With your experience in the city of Chicago, and you have clearly stated that you have, since you came to this country, you started trying to help other communities develop, right? Trying to help organize other communities. Yeah. Then the call for organizing your community also came through whilst we were helping. Now, what do you think that as an African community, from when you started till now, do you think we've come a long way in organizing our community? And what else do you think that we have to do to better have a more organized community?
The main issue is, my vision is Africa will never be free.
Before you continue, do we still have Innocent on the line though? No. Okay, thank you. Please go ahead. Africa will never be free, yes.
Africa will never be free, or Africa will never free themselves if they are not united, or if they are not organized, or if the Africans are not economically empowered.
Economically empowered. That is the key word. Okay.
And so, therefore, we need to work together, and we need to know how to work together. It's very important. For me, I like to organize through the grassroots. That's my business. Grassroots, I must start from the grassroots, and especially women and children.
Do you think that the African community in Chicago have done very well in terms of organizing ourselves and bringing our community together? Would you say so?
We're coming a long way, but it's still
a lot of work to do.
A lot. Okay. Because we are still not organized. We are not still united.
Why? Why do you think we have that problem?
Because I'm not going to start this.
No, you have to say.
Always they tell me I start a radical thing. But I'm telling you, this African mentality from Africa is still here. Okay. They brought it with them. Instead of saying, okay, what was yesterday, we will live there yesterday. What can we do today?
Right.
how can we help each other? What I'm talking about is about economic empowerment. If today Ghana have a fundraiser, I would not put up a fundraiser in the same day or in the same time.
Right.
I would not do that. If Kenya have a fundraiser or like they have the Ghana Fest, I would not put up my fest over there from Kenya. That's not the principle.
Okay, so the thing is, I understand what you're saying, but we have to have a centralized center. I mean, a centralized maybe networking where information can be information can easily be gotten and sent to. Here's what I'm trying to say. If I'm from Ghana, I want to do my fundraiser, I don't know what the Uganda community is doing because there's no direct link. There's no centralized platform where we can share information. So because we don't know that, we are all doing separate things and unintentionally hurting each other. So maybe what can help us move in the right direction is the OAU that you talked about, the African
African United Organization, which is defunct, though some people say still existing, but it's really not per se.
It's not functioning the way it's supposed to.
No.
So what we have to work on is to have a functional African center or Afro center, right? Like an office space or a building, right? Where we have folks from other countries representing.
Amen.
Including the African American community.
Amen.
Right? So that if you want information from Tanzania, Uganda, Togo, Benin, or Nigeria, when you go to this place, this is an office for all of us.
Amen.
So I think this is where I think when we have that, when we can have a base where we can leap off of, because there is no building that can stand on a weak foundation.
Amen.
At this moment, we have a very weak foundation.
Yes.
And what can solidify our union is to have one big center, or one office center where we can all work together from. And that is why this radio station is very crucial, because it's an African radio station where we can have these conversations that matter to our communities, the minority communities, and the society at large.
Teach.
You do have a caller. You want to know?
Yes, please. We have a call on the line. Please tell us your name and why you're calling.
My name is Kenyi, and I'm calling because good evening, Sena.
Oh, my brother. Good evening. How are you?
And good evening, Mama Rose.
He said good evening.
Good evening, Kenyi. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I like what you're talking about, and I hope we can enlighten our people. Mama Rose mentioned something about people bringing mentality, from back from Africa. But I think part of it also depends on how people are desegregated or segregated back home on a cultural basis, that when they come here and migrate, as immigration is, people stick into their communities. So we do not have outreach where we don't have a center, like I always like to say that WGHC, where like all Africans can tune in, where we can say something common. Because we are many, we are all over the place. Like Sena, you mentioned, I can't know if a Ghanaian is having a fundraiser or a Tanzanian is having a fundraiser. So we still miss that piece. There is that epicenter where everybody can come, where everybody can get information, and where everybody can do something on the same wavelength. And I like what Mama Rose said. We don't stick together. We don't support each other. There's that people are egoistic. Most people want to be in leadership are egoistic. People want to take credit for what has just happened. To build something is not just a one-day thing. It's not what Mama Rose has done or what Sen has done or what Kenya has done, but it's about what has the group done, what has the team done, and what is the way forward. And I've done this a lot. I've worked with Mama Rose and a lot of different entities and organizations. If I realize there's no seriousness and there's nothing much I can do, I'll rather just move forward. But sometimes I move and leave my foot in there. Where my help is needed, I'll come in. But all I can say is we miss that piece. We miss that epicenter, that real center where all Africans can look up to and say this is where we belong.
I mean, that's an excellent point. And thank you so much, DJ Kenny, for your input. You always have brilliant input. Thank you so much for that. We only have 9 minutes to wrap up. Actually, 6 minutes to wrap up tonight's discussion. If you want to call in last minute, it's 773-942-7167. All right, 773-942-7167. We apologize for the break in the Facebook live feed. We've been having the app. I don't know if it's the app or it's Facebook. I don't know which one it is, but please pardon us for tonight. We are hoping that it will now continue. We're still hoping and praying for that. If you just joined us, this is the Progressive Mind Show at WGHC 98.3 FM. Your voice, your music, your station. This is the only African Caribbean radio station here in Chicago, spreading the word of peace, love, and unity, spreading a lot of positivity, spreading a lot of development, growing our community, building our community by ourselves, telling our own story. Remember that this is a 501c3 organization. We are a community-based radio station. We need your support. Always visit our website, which is wghcfm.org. And then you can make your monthly, occasional, consistent, however frequent you want to do this. Please make sure you go on there and make a donation to us, because what you give us is what helps us grow and keep doing what we are doing. And so please remember to keep doing this. And anytime you donate to WGAC, remember that you can file your taxes with it. Okay, you can file your taxes with it. So if in a donation you make, you will get a receipt. Keep it so you can get it back from the government. What a country we live in. Some people say it's flowing with milk and honey. Yes, America is a land flowing with milk and honey. Because in Africa, when you donate to any company, you don't get it back. The government don't get If you send your donation to any organization in Africa, it's gone for good. Yeah? There's blessing giving than receiving. So I guess that's what we console ourselves in. But it's been a great discussion this evening. We have a few minutes to wrap up. Jamal Green, who is running for the city of Chicago, was on the line for a few minutes. Unfortunately, the line dropped. We couldn't get him back. I know he's extremely busy. He was supposed to be in the studio, but couldn't make it, so he joined us online. But couldn't have him for a long time. And then Innocent Chia, who is the communication director for MORISC, which is Movement of Restoration of the Southern Cameroonians, also was online with us, and we lost him for a moment. The issue in Southern Cameroon is very critical. It's very, very crucial, like Mama D said and Mama Rose said. So please remember to join the MORISC movement, okay? Look for MORISC on Facebook. It's MORISC. Thousands and hundreds of children and women are murdered, and genocide is actually going on in this 21st century.
Yes.
All right? And as Africans, we have to stand up for it.
Yeah, man.
It's not good enough to come to America or to travel outside the world and live, have a good life, and have all these good houses and all this, material things that we have been fighting and working hard for is good. But remember that whilst you're sleeping in the comfort of your home and driving the nice car, people back in Africa, people who are living in the continent that we are from, that you and I are from, okay, are living, they're not even leaving. Okay, they don't even have the opportunity to see another day, to have the basics of life. They are being murdered just because they don't belong, or they don't speak a certain dialect or language.
Amen.
Just because they don't belong to a certain sect.
Yes.
Okay, these are some of the crazy things that as Africans we have to stand up against. It is not good enough, my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, that we don't look back to try to add our voices. Nobody's asking you to go to Southern Cameroon to fight, but your contribution to these organizations, to people who are trying to do something, right, by word of mouth, monetary help, or even adding your voice to the movement goes a long way. Okay, Facebook is here. You can go on Facebook and research the issue going on in Southern Cameroon. Go on Facebook, talk about it, and spread the word. All right, share this feed so that the international body and other people can understand that Africa needs help. Southern Cameroonians needs help. Women and children are being murdered and killed every day just because they belong to a certain part of the country. Yes. That is the most craziest thing, So it's heartbreaking, it's passionate, but we can pray to God and keep hoping that God will intervene. But as humans, as Africans, we have to play our part, Mama Rose.
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 more minutes. I'll let you give us your last words. Unfortunately, we couldn't get you because you had to work.
Yes.
Hopefully, we are hoping to get you here on later so we can have a long conversation with you. All right. So please give us your last words, and then we.
I want to say I'm very grateful, and for you young people, what you are doing, that's my vision. That's why I'm working with young people most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and whereby, that's what I do. I teach young people. I teach young people to stay out of trouble and to do business as well as to organize. I'm a grassroots organizer as well as business entrepreneur for young people. So therefore, this way, they are having some event this week because one of my young people was shot, by drive-by. And so they go have to honor. They have the event on Saturday.
Okay. Saturday, okay. All right. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., August 18th, is going to be a peace, love, and unity. And it's Fire and Circle it's presenting this. It's going to be in downtown.
No, it will be in downtown Hydepark.
Okay, it's going to be downtown Hydepark. The address is 1438 East 52nd Street.
Yes.
1438 East 52nd Street in Hyde Park is the Peace, Love, and Unity Block Party.
Yes.
Okay, is this coming Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.? You can miss it. Just look for Hyde Park.
Yes.
Saturday, 10 a.m. Just look for Hyde Park and say you're going to the Peace, Love, and Unity Block Party. All right?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're going to have to wrap it up.
And
now,
I appreciate, let me say one thing. I appreciate very much. I want everyone that is listening and the ones who will send you to go to the website of this radio station and donate.
Thank you.
That's very important.
Thank you. That's very
Peace
important.
And love. Peace and love. That's Mama Rose say. Go and donate.
All right.
Any friend of Mama Rose, go donate.
Now, a big thank you to the Abolition Institute who are fighting slavery in Mauritania. Anthony Simpkins, who is the deputy commissioner at of housing with the city of Chicago, and then Minister Lawrence. Their website is www.stoppingslavery.org. It's stoppingslavery.org. Okay, just go to the website and Google stoppingslavery.org. Go there and support their movement. Now, if you're a jazz lover, Tammy McCain is performing. Okay, he's a world famous singer and he's a world famous jazz singer. Albert Davis is also going to be performing on the 29th of August, 6:30 p.m. at Millennium Park. It's a Priska Pavilion. It's free. So 29th of August, 6 p.m. at the Millennium Park, Priska Pavilion. Tammy McCain and Albert Davis are going to be performing jazz. These are world famous jazz artists. They are going to be performing live. Tammy McCain is the wife of Anthony Simpkins, who was just here. So you want to support that. All right. It's been a wonderful coming your way. Thank all of you who have joined us on Facebook, especially Maserati. You're still here. Thank you so much. Rachel Leo is also here. Thank you. Next week, God willing, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Remember, here at WGHC. If you want to watch this show again, go to the Progressive Mind Show on Facebook. We are also on YouTube. All right. Stay blessed. See you next week. Bye-bye.
We are nothing's friend from the the first time. Want to trust in Jen. Why you get anything you like? Long as you are right, then me alright. Me know you